That wasn't very fun. It was not. But, as I said at the end of the Texas game, it is my belief that you can lose or you can learn. And this is a classic example that versus Texas, we lost. And we did not learn. And we are hopeful that we don't need any more lessons after today. The sport of basketball is much like life. It is a transition sport. You're going to have peaks and valleys. And they're going to come much, much quicker than you expect. It's going to be up and down. And you're not going to make every shot. But man, let me just tell you, it's about making decisions. And tonight was certainly a night where we didn't make the right decisions at the right time. And don't get me wrong, Coach Dow, he did a great job, excellent job with his game plan, had those guys playing confident. To this point, they've played a Division I schedule. They are not intimidated by anybody. At any point of the game, they did not give up. Credit has to go to him and his resilient group. Certainly those guys, if given a proper season and schedule this year, I expect for them to do good things. Well, I thought that we settled a little bit. You know, I don't think that we've been shooting the ball particularly well, and sometimes guys are searching for the next one to go in. And it's just something about that line. That line is, for us, on paper, it's just one more point. But for players, it just seems like it carries more weight. And I thought that that particular weight was the weight of it was a burden bearer for us tonight. I felt like we were pressing and trying to squeeze in that particular shot. So if I could speak on something other than turnovers, I would say that. And then going into the game, that is a very scrappy group. We knew that they made a living off of deflections. So we needed to be a little bit more fundamentally sound than what we were today with some pass fakes, and we did not. And certainly at the end of the game, that showed to be true. You know what? I didn't feel like they showed us anything we did not expect. They're going to be who they are. You know, I think at times, what caught our guys off guard for me to see was the fact that they did not lay down. You know, they got down and they kept pressing and and I don't mean pressing in the sense of, I'm talking about pressing as far as coming forward. And they stayed resilient. And the coaches, you know, we expected that and we told the guys, but if I could say anything seemed to have caught our guys off guard, it seems like they did not think that they would continue to do that. You know what are we now, 6 games in? You know, COVID year, I wouldn't say a chemistry problem because I think when you use the word problem, somebody assumes something is wrong. I would say that we're developing chemistry. And as we continue to develop chemistry, we're going to have, you know, some rough patches in it. And then we're going to, and then when it clicks, it's going to click. So, yeah, I think chemistry is part of it, but I wouldn't categorize it as a problem. They sagged a little bit on some guys. You know, they tried to go under on some stuff, you know, and by doing that, you know, usually we tell guys, you know, look for your shot, look to be aggressive, but it was strategy-based. And they said if they're going to beat us, they're going to beat us from behind the arc. And they did a really, really good job. They tried to take away our paint scoring, which they did not particularly take away our paint scoring. If there's something that I thought that they did exceptionally well, that I did not go into this anticipating that they would do well, I would say paint scoring. You know, if you had told me that they would have scored 32 points in the paint, I probably would have told you it was going to be a long night for us. Yeah, I think the bounce back has to come before next game. I do. You know, I think the bounce back needs to come tomorrow in practice. And I think that when guys live from game to game, I think they're missing the process. And I'm hopeful that our guys bounce back tomorrow in practice, because if they just wait until then to apply some of the lessons that we learned tonight, then we won't be ready come next game. Yeah. It's really difficult for this generation. But I'll tell you this. A person with cancer does not live their days trying to find a cure for cancer. It's not their job. Their job is to live every single day to the fullest. And let somebody who usually does not have cancer to try and find a cure for that. It's way more about the dash than it is about the number at the end. So for our guys, they need to focus on being the best that they can be on that particular day and winning that day. When it comes down to the end of this season, the end of the career, the end of whatever, you'll wake up and be 40. I don't know how else to put it. The process, your focus needs to be where you are at this time. Because you're going to really, really miss a good story that you're writing. And it's going to be about you, and by the time somebody's telling it, you won't be around to hear it. We got to get our guys to focus more so on the process. Embrace every single day. Not look so much towards games. And when you're in games, focus on the possession. It's a process. And we got to find a way how to get these guys to embrace it.